Another response video. This one to Piro, who did a response video to Lone Cat guy, and it's just horrible. I mean, it's a funny video. I mean, it's good enough for this argument stuff. Is sometimes kind of entertaining. But Piro makes a couple of the same old arguments in here, and it's just like, what the hell is he talking about? And he just keeps going over it and over it and over it. So. Yeah, this has got to be done. I mean, you just can't let this stuff sit. So anyway, we're starting at about 11 minutes in. I mean, yeah, really, it's an hour's worth of crap. So I will selectively find the best parts of the crap, I hope.
You know what, I think you might be generalizing from your own situation, and I think your idea of pain also might be a bit spoiled and not really be actual pain, but more like a feeling of self-pity.
Yeah, so again, this is the his underlying theme is that the negative aspects of life, the miseries, are not real, and that it's somehow the silly watching American Idol. That's real. American Idol's real. Okay, reality TV is real, and suffering, dying of cancer, watching your body emaciate. 10 years in a nursing home wearing diapers, and no, that's not real. That's just fun, and that's like, you have birthday parties and shit when you're like 108 years old and shit. They all show up, and even though you're just drooling on yourself, they all sing happy birthday, and so that's a real moment. I mean, this is just an idiotic conversation. Fuck you. It's just too stupid fucking alert.
It's not enjoyable, but it's not quite the same thing.
Yeah, so again, you're just saying that anybody who sits there and contemplates their existence and says, okay, I find this unsatisfactory personally, irritating. I don't like going to work. I got a headache. I'm uncomfortable. I got some other problem, some other liability. And on top of that, piled on top of that, is this thing where you see all this other crap go on. You watch your pets die, and you watch your relatives die, and you watch other people, shit happen to them, and then you think about nature, and you think about termite wars, and you think about the wild animals out there in the middle of the night scarfing around trying to find a meal, yeah, it just takes all the fun out of the fucking thing, don't it? Alright, we won't, we'll just move on to the next piece of shit. Yes, we will. There should be bunches of it. Next clip.
Christianity. It comes from...
Yeah, come on, YouTube. Come on, baby. Please. Please, Mr. YouTube, play the video. Please. Please. Let me try 240. Come on, baby, please.
Christianity. It comes from the Platonism. That's why some people say Christianity is Platonism for the masses, because the world is just a disgusting mess.
Right, okay, so that was one of the 10 Commandments. I, God, have made the world a disgusting mess, and you'll live in it, you fuckers. That was part of Christianity, right? I mean, this is just such a pile of shit. I mean, to compare antinatalism as a replacement for Christianity is about as ludicrous as you can get. I mean, wasn't one of the main tenets of Christianity, especially as it dominated the world, as they onward Christian soldiered, wasn't it to be fruitful and multiply? Isn't that what the fucking Catholic Church has been doing for hundreds of years, is telling people you must, it's your obligation? So bullshit on this comparison. Just really lame, Piro. Very lame. If anything looks like a religion, it's your DNA worship. That looks like a religion. Okay, there's an underlying purpose. We're on the mission to the singularity. We're conscious, and that's somehow important, because it's not just to make us survivable in a pointless competition to climb Mount Stupid Fuck. No, we're not climbing Mount Stupid Fuck. We're doing something else, kind of, maybe, possibly. No, that's what you're doing. You're fighting. You're killing each other to climb a mountain of bullshit. Absolute motherfucking bullshit. so you can be king of Mount Bullshit. You silly fucktard.
Them teeming masses and them disgusting. The world and dirt and hair, it's all disgusting and so dirty.
Yeah, we got all this. Again, how many people have to die in World War III? Give me the number, please, before you'll say, oh yeah, the human race has failed. Okay, it's failed, I admit it, it's failed. How many, fucker? I mean, it really doesn't matter, does it? It doesn't matter how high you make the number, you're going to just keep saying it's okay, this isn't fail. As long as you're not one of the 50 million people in World War II that, well, let's say 40 million of them died badly. Maybe some of them were really lucky and they never, they were killed without even being in the trench, on the train ride to the war. But we know most of them died. They lived brutal months in the war just to die badly. And, just because you're not one of those suckers, one of those victims, one of those 22-year-old pieces of fodder for your fucking birthing engine. Everything's just fucking cheery, beery, wonderful, wonderful. I mean, as long as it doesn't happen to fucking goddamn you.
How much higher than that? You are neo-Christian, basically, when you want to trash the world.
Right. Yeah. So right. So now you're really going to sell this argument that Christians were like Buddhists or something. Like they had some sort of deep reverence for pain and suffering. They didn't have any reverence for it. They didn't have any appreciation for it. None whatsoever. And their Savior made a lame effort to promise them some sort of hope that he was going to fix it all by dying on a cross, and he didn't fix any of it. Just a bunch of false promises. Oh, Jesus. Silly, stupid argument. Alright, we'll jump to this one. It's
part of my historic motivation. You're not the first ones to say life is shit. Read some Nietzsche, because he has an interesting theory here. He says that the main question in life is to live it,
this is great.
Or not to be.
Right. And don't you get it? Alright, antinatalists are going one step further, and they're just saying it's not about whether you live or whether you die. It's about whether you're going to create people who will live and die forever and ever. Okay, there's an engine of living and dying. Alright, and so if you bail out, guess what? That doesn't solve the problem, because there's going to be another cog, another pawn will be moved onto the playing board to take your fucking place. Alright, that's the game being played here. And if you do nothing to stop the game play, okay, your pawn will show up again. Whether it's called 968,400,343,694 or 95 or 96 or 97. Doesn't matter what its little fucking number is, what its exact hair color is, how round its fucking eyes are. It's going to be the same motherfucker used and abused in the same fucking manner over and over and over a fucking again, and until people start asking the question, to impose or not to impose. That is the question. Should we let these motherfucking cunts who have actually no agenda impose this game? Keep imposing this pawnage on us. Shall we or shalln't we? I answer the question, yeah, fuck them. Fuck you, more precisely.
You can answer either way. It's fine. It's your decision. The problem is all the people that answer.
Yeah, the problem is you don't quite understand that when you have a baby, okay, it's not your life anymore that's at jeopardy. You're not the one at risk anymore. You've added a new element of risk. A whole new schema of risk has been opened. A whole new door that has an independence from you. All right, and that you're responsible for. And you're not accounting for that. You keep saying you have a right to create it. You have a right to impose it. Yet you can't articulate where that right comes from except to say a DNA molecule says so. And that answer is too infantile to justify with anything. But, I mean, it's just fucking silly. By that logic, I mean, really, you should just be Tyrannosaurus food, you fucking prick.
No, it's not worth living, and go on living anyway. Why? To finish their ice cream.
Again, so here we are put in this predicament where we're stuck with two lousy choices, and then these assholes are sitting there and judging why we're not jumping at either one, why we don't want to do either one. So I could give you that fucking option, Piero, but you won't play any thought experiment fair. So there's no way I can even give you the option. But I can give you the option. Now, either cat A dies or cat B dies. Two negatives. I give you two negative choices. And then I could ridicule you for not being too fucking enthusiastic about choosing one of them. Alright? But that's all you do when you impose life. You give people two lousy choices. Live as an asshole, okay, or die difficultly. Okay? Because it's never going to be easy. Alright, once you're alive, it's hard to kill the body. The body wants to live. Alright, but we're not our body. We're our brain. But you don't even understand that concept because you're such a fucking motherfucking religious nut that you think the body has the brain.
Rational.
Yeah, enough of that. Moving on. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, Pure is just too fucking stupid, though. Too fucking stupid. Come on, YouTube. Come on.
I'm pro-choice.
Here we go.
That just does not mean I am for. Yes, the grammar was weird there, but it does not.
It doesn't grammar right there. Well, it doesn't matter anyway. You cannot be pro-choice on issues of moral impertitude or something, or on a subject such as an imposition, something that other people are labeling as a crime. All right, it's been quite clearly put to you, okay, that nataling, all right, is not a choice issue. It's a crime. Crimes don't come with the option of choice. Okay, you don't have there's no pro-choice on rape, or pro-choice on drunk driving, or pro-choice on any activity that somebody's already defined as having doubtful or doubtable ethical merit because of its implication on other people. Again, if it was a matter of your own decision making, something that involved you personally, then yeah, it's a pro-choice issue. But it's not. It's not something within just your philosophical realm and your philosophical impact. It's impacting somebody else. And so therefore, choice is sort of a silly word to use.
Not mean that I am for the right to kill the baby or the fetus or whatever. It also means I'm for the right to not kill it.
Well, again, this is just a silly argument. From my position, okay, if I'm trying to stop the making of the pawn, I can't stop it by saying I won't make a pawn. I didn't get here because somebody who says I'm not going to make a pawn made a pawn. That's not how I got here. Okay, I got here by pawn makers. Okay, pawn makers make pawns. Alright, I have to stop the pawn makers, not the people who aren't making pawns. I mean, it's not that fucking complicated.
I'm pro-choice.
Right. The choice to sit there, right. Be pro-choice on the subject of child molesting. I won't personally molest any children, but it's okay for somebody else to do it. I mean, that's just absolute motherfucking bullshit. Child molester.
The pro-choice argument fits perfectly because...
Yeah, well, the fucking child molester argument fits perfectly. Just like, Broken Mech says I'm a Holocaust denier because I don't believe in, millions died in gas chambers, and that's apparently the cutoff point. If you don't believe millions died in gas chambers, you're not a Holocaust believer. Even if you believe 6 million people were tortured and killed, it doesn't matter because you don't believe his way, that they died the way he says so. So, and again, I'll make the metaphor with a child molester one more time, just for the sake of it. Most child molesters are not malicious. Okay, they love children, like Michael Jackson, and they just want to use them for sexual gratification. They don't want the child to be hurt. They don't want the child to cry. They don't want it to be disturbed or broken or in any way harmed. But they want. Okay, and that's exactly the point here, is you natalists, you don't necessarily want to hurt children, you don't wish them harm, but you don't really give a fuck. Because what's more important is what you want, okay? It's about getting what you want. And what you want is more important than the risk you're subjecting them to. Because you have a thing called hope. I hope it won't be born with a defect. And I hope it'll be okay. It won't be retarded. Now, hope, 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 hope. And you'll fucking cast their fate to these fucking wicked winds based on your silly motherfucking hope. And it's just as unrealistic as the big fat slob, okay, who's fucking with the little kid's winky, thinking, I hope I'm not fucking him up for life. Well, that hope is unrealistic and irresponsible. And just as irresponsible as your silly delusions that you have some control and some ability and to manage this hope thing into some kind of practical effect. No, you can't undo the real risk you took and are taking. And that makes you a fucking prick.
Pro-lifers want to tell women what to do with their bodies, and so do you. In a modern secular society, we've decided and agreed, not entirely, but by
yeah, well, what is the argument in defense is the fact that a fetus is not a fucking thing, okay? It's less than a dog, it's less than a fucking bird, it's less than a fucking bug in practical effect. It's certainly less than the fetus that might be 8 months term in the chimpanzee we're injecting with cancer. It's certainly just as meaningful as that fetus that we're fucking over routinely. So yeah, we have no authority to be sitting there making the decision because we have no, without being grotesquely hypocritical, based on the way we treat animals for our dinner, we'd have no justification for treating these human fetuses better than we're treating adult, mature pigs. That would make absolutely no sense from any other perspective but a religious nutty one. And yes, as a secular society, we've decided we're not going to let religious dogma run our lives. So that's why it's pro-choice, because there can be made no argument that anything real is in jeopardy in the decision. Okay, but in the decision to have children, we know that's something real. We know what it's going to be. It's going to be a living being in this world, in these circumstances. That's a guarantee.
Majority, it's sort of a philosophical consensus that women are in charge of that. It's their body.
Yeah, well, like I said, the consensus is more about the fact of what it is. If the damn thing could walk and talk and was in her uterus, we wouldn't be saying it's her body. We'd be saying, you better not get pregnant, bitch, because we really don't want to have to make decisions between your freedom and its welfare. But because it doesn't have a fucking welfare, that's why it's none of our business. Alright, children have a welfare. When you produce a child, it's going to grow a consciousness. And that consciousness is going to mean it has a welfare. That's how it fucking works, moron. Insipid moron. Alright. Next.
Taken one of your ideas and I put it on paper or just thought about it somehow to see how it fits together. I don't get the impression you know it all.
Yeah, why don't you do that, okay? Why don't you do it? Why don't you write it on a piece of paper and explain exactly how your DNA molecule gives you authority to create life? In every way it's ever been metaphored in the history of mankind, to play God. To say, I know this is a good. I'll take responsibility for all bad that's possible here. All bad that I'm opening the door to. And that you somehow have insurance for that. That you have some protection against your colossal motherfucking failure. Oh, that's right. You don't have any of that. You don't have any chance in hell of writing anything besides, I just wanted to get Piro genes into the future because I'm an egomaniacal crazy motherfucker. That's all you got. That's all you ever will have.
Impression you wanted a cherry on your ice cream and you've been whining about it. And you hear somebody else has a logical argument and you go, see, there's logical argument.
See, again, you just keep reducing things. Like, people would come to this decision because of some silly, they don't have cherry on their ice cream. Do you really think people become anti-natalist? They become hostile to their existence because of some cherry on their ice cream syndrome? Do you really think that's out there, Piro? Do you really think that all these people don't have any personal story, any personal moments that made them aware of what's possible, of what kind of suffering is capable of being manifest in these organisms? I mean, you really think it's about fucking goddamn cherries on motherfucking ice cream? You're gonna argue about irresponsible metaphoring, and you're gonna do that to other people's psychology? And then you're going to complain that somebody called you a child molester? You're a principle molester, you're a consciousness molester, you're a truth molester, you're an intelligence molester, you motherfucker. That's the big one. You're a truth molester and an intelligence molester. You fucking goddamn cretin.
Have you checked it? No, I don't have to. It's logical.
Well, like I said, what have you... What well, we only... Let's not even get into your silly theories. But your cherry on top theory, I think, is on its face is fail.
About it, and then he defends Pink because she's just a new YouTuber and she was just saying how her day was. It was a day vlog. It's hypocrisy.
Alright, so his argument there was that I have attacked other people routinely that were in Pink's position. So name me one of those people, Pierrot. Come on, give me the goods. Give me one vulnerable, easy target that I've gone after. Give me the name of one of them. Show me the goddamn video, point to it, or again, you're just a liar right there. You're just a fucking goddamn liar. Alright? I don't take on the weak. So fuck you. That's just a bogus bullshit argument, and you goddamn know it. So until you put up the goods, fuck you on that one.
We just happen to have fucking truth on our side, and we're being pretty goddamn boisterous about it.
Wow, you should read some more history to find out about all the good company that you're not keeping by thinking that you can do, just things that you disapprove of being done to you because the truth is on your side.
Amazing. Whatever. I'm not even going to argue with this. We've made the argument is the point. Okay, the point is, and you haven't made anything. Your responses is a bunch of psychobabble. You only stand up because you don't have cherries on your ice cream. You don't have access to me. But that's an argument? Sorry. Fuck you. I know there was some other crap he went on to here, but I'm not gonna, like I said, it's an hour worth of video, I'm not gonna fiddle through it. So those are the only pieces I saved. Maybe if I keep playing it, there'll be more crap, but why drag it out? It was a very bad video. He's making the same arguments again. I'm pro-choice on rape. I'm pro-choice on child endangerment. I'm pro-choice on parents being allowed to put their kids on rickety roller coasters that have a 1 in 1,000 chance of killing them or maiming them horribly. I'm pro-choice. They should be allowed to cut their kids' noses off if they want to, or tie their feet, or bite their nuts off. I'm pro-choice on anything anybody wants to do. Well, fuck you. I'm not. Okay, I'm pro-rationality. All right, and so until you have a rational excuse for what you're doing, fuck you. If your excuse is I want, that's not good the fuck enough when you're imposing. It's good enough for what you do in your damn living room, what you do in your own business, what you do with your own fucking sensitive body parts. But as soon as you implicate somebody else, you gotta do better than I want. Alright? You got a lot fucking better in the case of creating human beings. So anyway, enough said. DNA is not the God. It does not write licenses. So as much as you'd like to think it does, nature is not an excuse. Not even close. So, another video. Thank you very much. Till next time and such.